Now let's take a look at a different way to play that F chord. Sometimes we call it an F bar chord, or sometimes we call it a movable E style chord. So let's figure out why it is. On the E chord, just go ahead and play with me the E chord. Put your first finger here, second finger here, third finger here. All right, and you play all the strings, right? So let's go ahead and play that E chord like we normally do. And you've learned that quite a while ago, right? Pretty easy. Now we're going to do a couple of finger substitutions. Let me get rid of those. Okay, so now here's my E chord. Let's start with the pinky. So instead of 1, 2, 3, I want you to take your pinky and put it where your third finger is. So lift your ring finger up, put your pinky there. So now you got 4. Now take your ring finger and put it where your second finger is. So now you have 3 here. And now take the middle finger, the second finger, and replace your first finger. Okay? And now what I'd like you to do with your first finger is just lay it across up here above the nut. So we're going to pretend that the finger is actually holding these strings down right where the nut is. Okay? We're going to pretend that the nut is actually a fret. Okay? So now go ahead and use those fingertips, curve those fingers, and play the E chord. So as you can see, it's still the E shape, but now you're using 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So now I'd like you to look at this pattern here of the E shape right through here, and we're going to move it down 1 fret each. So now we have that same pattern. We're still going to go 2, 3, 4, but it's just moved down 1 fret. So before we do anything with the first finger, just lift the first finger up, and I want you to slide down closer to your body with the frets. Okay, keep that same shape. Okay, so now you have that same shape here, but now here, do you notice it's all like this? What that means is your first finger is going to be across this whole fret, fret number 1. And notice here that the only strings that it really affects are this one right here and these two right here. Okay, but you're going to lay your fingers right across here. Now don't try to lay it flat, because what you're going to do is when you lay it flat, it's really going to make it hard to stretch and reach those fingers. In fact, if you pull your elbow in just slightly and use the side, this part of your finger, to lay across, you're going to actually get a better coverage, and it's a lot easier for your chord. Okay, so now what we have is the F chord. All right, so let's try it again. E chord, lay your first finger on the string so it gets used to it. Okay, now keep that shape, slide. There's your F chord. Slide back down. And now F. Now if you get a lot of this, that's because this part of your finger on the first finger is not covering those strings, so you get a nice ring. And that's very, very common. I tell you, I've been playing guitar for quite a few years, and honestly, I still get some buzzy fingering sometimes with my bar chords. They're tough, I'll be honest. They are tough to do. But I have learned that if you do kind of curve your finger and use the side of your finger, it helps. And let me tell you why. You have a couple of joints right here in your first finger. Okay? And a lot of times when we lay it flat, if you notice, this second string falls right where that notch is with my joint. So no matter how hard I push it down, see that? I just can't get that second string to vibrate because, well, there's a gap here. So if I lay the side of my finger down right above that fret, I get a much better F bar chord because I'm actually using my bone all the way through here, my bones, right? So it's really working much better there on the side than if I try to do this. There's that B string again. and it gets stuck right in the middle of that crease of my knuckles. All right, so work on this. Again, if you forget how to shape your fingers, first do the E chord, substitute, kind of back up, lay the first finger there. There's the E chord, slide, back, slide, back, and slide. Right? And see how quick you can go. And keep that shape so you're not like lifting and stuff like that. Cool? All right, so work on this. This is a toughie, and that's why we're only doing this F bar chord this time, because it's a toughie. So keep working hard, and you will get it. It'll take a while, but you'll get it. We'll see you in the next one.